Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome out to another Hardrocker Luncheon, one of our final Hardrocker Luncheons of the athletic season. We'll have a couple here or there as the spring months approach, but a big week this week. Black Hills State basketball games coming up, the Civic Center Ice Arena on Wednesday night. We'll talk hoops here in a second, but a big weekend this past weekend up at Black Hills State. The indoor track team continues to do really good things. Welcome up head coach Jerry Schafer.
Nate, I thought we were going to keep these going through the semester and through the outdoor track season, but I guess not. So, we did travel up to Spearfish this weekend to the Stinger Open. We took our SWAT team with us, and that is a joke. But, several teams there: Black Hills State, Gillette College, Rocky Mountain College. We were there, the usual suspects. There are also a handful of athletes from Mankato State, Augustana, and Northwest Missouri. They were trying to get distance medley relays qualified for nationals, as well as a handful of individual athletes they brought to the meet. So it kind of made the meet just a little bit tougher, but it was a fun meet. We were looking at it as a tune-up for the RMAC meet, which is this Friday and Saturday in Chagrin, and it was a great opportunity for us to just sharpen up our skills and to go into the RMAC with a little bit of momentum, and we certainly did that. We had one provisional qualifier for nationals, Jack Batho at the shot put. Jack added almost a little over 2 feet, I think, to his shot put, but he also added 4 feet to his weight throw, and did a tremendous job. 2 school records. Addie Stratmeyer continues her assault on the indoor school records. She got the school record at 800 meters. And then Jayla Jarnagin in the shot put, a record that goes back to 2002. And she improved her best throw by over 2 feet in the shot. So tremendous performances by those guys. We had 11 performances that either move people onto or up on the Hardrocker top 10 list, so in their events. And then we had 24 personal bests at the meet out of 34 athletes. So pretty good job by the team. We had some real momentum going in. It was fun to go over and watch the throwers. There was some real excitement going on there. And I have to give credit to Brian Freed. He's our throw coach while he finishes up his master's degree this year, and Brian's done a tremendous job with him. I also want to give credit to Brett McGez, because the strength conditioning is having a real impact on our athletes. And so those guys are largely responsible for a lot of these improved performances that we're seeing. I do have 2 guests with us. They are our 2 freshman throwers, Jayla Jarnagin and Jack Batho, so I'm going to have them come up right now.
I'm Jayla Jarnagin, and I'm from Eaton, Colorado. I'm an ABS major, and right now I'm throwing shot put, throwing weight, and pole vaulting.
I'm Jack Batho. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska. I do shot and weight as well, and I'm majoring in mechanical engineering. If there's any questions, you have that.
So when are you going to start pole vaulting?
We have pole vaulting now. Oh,
I don't think we have pole vault heavy now.
This would be post-vault.
Are you surprised by the competition level, college level?
It's a lot different than high school, because in high school, me personally, I only did shot put, and I was always one of the better throwers in the state. And coming here, right out the gate, I realized the competition level is actually very different, and it's way more competitive. And as I've progressed, like even now, I just beat my PR by 0.7 meters, which is 2 feet. It still only puts me in fourth.
Jayla. So is your training program, conditioning program, how do you fit in the two really different types of events that you're in?
So twice a week I pole vault, like earlier in the day, and then at night we usually practice all together. One day we'll practice shot, and one day we'll practice weight room. And conditioning or strength and conditioning at 6 a.m.
Any other questions?
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Coach, if you want to continue these lunches, you're going to be awfully lonely. It's going to be you talking the whole time. Can you talk as long as Ryan and Jason? I don't think so. Speaking of that, Hardrocker women's basketball, final game of the season Wednesday night against rival Black Hill State. Welcome up head coach Ryan Larsen.
Thanks, Nate. Thanks again for everybody for showing up today. Now before going to BH, came off the road, our final road trip this past weekend. Friday night at Metro. Played a really good game for the most part. The one thing that really let us down was our conversion defense. That's something that we really hang our hat on all year long. That's kind of one of our main staples. Is defensively is we don't give up anything in transition, and I'm still trying to figure it out. But Metro, they got out and ran on us a couple times and scored a number of easy baskets. And also they made a lot of, I think it was 4 transition threes, which I give Metro a ton of credit. That's not really their game, but they made a bunch of shots against us, and that was really a difference in the game. It was about 2.5, 3 minutes to go. We had a possession to take the lead. Didn't make the shot, and they went down and made a tough play and scored. And after that, it was always kind of 3 to 5 point game before we started fouling, and they were able to stretch it out. But we were right there, and I do give Metro a lot of credit. They played very well. Their head coach had told me that after the game. They played extremely well, and we played well as well. But we just didn't. Again, they made more plays than we did. So most often than not, when that team that makes the most plays is going to win the game. But unfortunately, we're still trying to figure out how they were able to get out and run on us the way they did. And that was the big difference in the game right there. A lot of good individual performances that game. We were able to get Callie Peterson back in the starting lineup, which was a nice spark for us, and she got to play her regular minutes. So she's not quite back to 100% healthy, but enough to play, a full game. Then again, a lot of good contributors throughout the game as well. Saturday night, we played UCCS, who, in my opinion, is the most talented team in the league. They're 8th in the region right now. They have beaten Black Hills the night before, fairly handedly. And I tell you what, that was a tremendous game by our young ladies. They had an effort that I hadn't seen in a long, long time, and we could tell from shoot around that we were going to play well that night. And it was great because one thing that every week I'm up here I'm harping on is our rebounding, and we rebounded the ball the best we had all year long, and we played just a really good physical game. I think we held them, if I remember correctly, to 2 offensive rebounds, and they're the #1 rebounding team in the nation. Or I'm sorry, not the nation, RMAC. They get around 16, 17 offensive rebounds a game. And so that was a huge step forward for us right there. That was great to see. One thing that we didn't do well enough was guard from the arc. They also they're the #1 team for making threes during a game. They make just over 8 threes a game. We lost a couple of their shooters a couple of times, and they made us pay for it. But other than that, I tell you what, that was a really inspired effort from the Hardrocker women's basketball team. And after the game, I told them we had nothing to be ashamed about because we went toe-to-toe with, I feel, the best, most talented team in the RMAC. And it was you never want to lose. Obviously, it's never fun to lose. But the way we competed, the way we guarded them, we were able to take them out of one of their motions that they run exclusively throughout the game. So we were able to shut them down, and they had to do a number of different things. What they did was get the ball to the best player in the league. This Brittany Hernandez, if you guys saw her play the first time here, she's phenomenal. She is a phenomenal player. She had 28 points, and all 28 points were contested, except for the ones from the free throw line that she made. But we made her earn all 28 points. Sometimes the other team was just better, and Brittany Hernandez was better than us that night. But again, we made her earn every single one of her points. So I was very, very proud of our young ladies and the way we competed. Again, we were upset in the locker room after the game, but when you compete the way we did, we have nothing to be ashamed about. So there again, I kind of said last week, we are getting better, and we did play well Friday night as well. We shot the ball well. We turned them over a few times, but our conversion defense kind of let us down that night. So we are improving in a lot of areas, but the unfortunate part of it is we're not seeing the results. And from a coaching standpoint, that really gets frustrating because you're telling your kids, we got to do this better, we got to do this better, we got to do this better. And we had our best rebounding game of the year Saturday, and we didn't see a winning result. So they're starting to think I'm either a liar or I don't know what I'm doing. But it was great to see. I had someone stop in my office last week who I really respect and gave me a little pep talk. And when you're down and out as a coach, you're not seeing the results that you'd like to, but someone from the outside come in and tell you you're doing wonderful things. He's seeing growth from the program and your team is really good to hear. So that was great for me to hear. And you wonder about it. Boy, we're playing better, but we're not seeing the results. If someone from the outside come in and tell you that, knows you're doing the right things. And I know we got one more game left. I'm not reminiscing on the year or anything like that, but we are definitely making strides. Unfortunately, again, we're not seeing the results in the win column. Wednesday, obviously a big night. It's always fun to play your rival team, especially last game of the year. I wish there was a little bit more riding on the line for us, obviously, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go compete every game. That's one thing I really want to talk about is the way we competed. It's hard when you're eliminated from a playoff hunt, to keep competing. The easy thing to do is just to pack it in and hope for the season to get over sooner. That is the farthest thing that our young ladies are doing right now. The way we have competed, again, especially Saturday night, it's really inspiring, and it speaks volumes of the character and the pride that our young ladies have. But so that's what we're playing for. We're playing for pride and beat our rivals Wednesday night. BH has a lot on the line. Last week they were number 4 in the region. They lost 2 this weekend. So I'm not sure what the regional votes will be like this week, but they got a lot to play for as well. So it's going to be an interesting battle. It doesn't matter. This is that game. It doesn't matter about records. It's just going to who shows up and competes and makes the most baskets. And we are competing. There's no doubt about it. We're defending well. We are making more baskets. We just hope to make more than BH on Wednesday night. But it'll definitely be a battle. BH is, again, they're a very, very physical team. And they're kind of that team that just, they want to make it ugly. And the more uglier you play, the more advantage they have. So we have to be extremely strong with the basketball, limit our turnovers, which we've been doing a better job of. It's really refreshing to know that we got our rebounding bug fixed on Saturday. So if we can rebound the way we did Saturday, we will be in that game. There's no doubt about it. So we do have some clips from Friday. Unfortunately, the video isn't up from Saturday night's game, but this is the Metro game. Here's a really well executed inbounds play by Callie, and this is about as good as a post move from a guard that you're ever going to see. Here's a nice defensive stop and rebound by us. Devin getting on the floor, scrapping for a ball. Getting it to Lexi, who really pushes the tempo and puts pressure on the rim here with a little penetration. And then great penetration from Callie as well, finding Devin for a trail 3. And that's fun basketball. We'd like to do a little bit more of that if we can. Here's a good half-court possession. Running our motion here, great back screen from Missy to Devin. Great penetration from Krista, easy basket right there. Again, a little penetration from Callie, kick out from Peyton. And again, I think we had one of our better offensive rebounding games against Metro and UCCS as well. We were able to get ourselves some extra baskets, get some offensive rebounds. There, just easy basketball, one dribble penetration, kick out for a 3. Another well-executed inbounds play right here. Every team in the RMAC is going to pay all kinds of attention to Megan Rohr, so Stacy's wide open for a 3 right there at the top of the key. But, unfortunately, lost 2 this weekend, but we did play good basketball. And again, one more time, very excited about the way we competed. It's going to be a great game Wednesday. I'm expecting a great crowd. Obviously, the more people get there, the more energized we're going to be, so excited about that. Any questions for me before I hand it off? No, I haven't had a question in about a month up here, so I'm trying to wonder.
Who's playing their last career games?
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to bring that up, huh? A little sympathetic now. Devin Ashe has been a 3-year starter for us. Is playing our last game. Same with Alexis Long, 3-year starter for us. Again, those 2 young ladies are going to be sorely missed. They've been outstanding leaders for us in the classroom and on the court, off the court, all that stuff. They will be again sorely missed. But Devin and both Lexi right now, they're starting to feel the effects of playing minutes for a ton of minutes for 4 years, and Devin's walking around with a really sore back right now. She's battling out, playing her tail off, and Lexi she got so many bumps and bruises right now from the way that she plays that her whole body is in pain. But you're not going to pull those 2 off the court. There's no way. But so yeah, it's going to be great to coach those 2 one more time, and you guys to see them as well. Yep. Anything else? All right. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom.
You want a question? You've been through the RMAC one time now.
Yeah.
You're doing the right things, but what do you need to add or do to get in the hunt, be in the playoffs next year?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that, because I've been thinking about that a lot. Because last summer up until the season started, even in the non-conference, I was asked probably 2 million times, so what do you think of the RMAC? How are you guys going to be? And my honest answer was, I have no idea. I don't know. I know it's a very competitive league, and now I know it's a good basketball league. I said last week that every game has been a learning experience for us, which it has, and we've learned a lot. We've learned that we need to show up and compete every night. There were some games where I didn't think that we did that very well. From a program standpoint, and this is solely on me, we got to get more depth. We do. This is 2 years now where I've had 13 on the roster, and you lose a kid injured here or there, you lose a couple kids to injury, and it really affects you in practice and for games, obviously. So we need to get more depth, and we need to start producing that depth. We probably need to get a little more athletic as well. That's one thing that surprised me the most, is just how athletic this league is. The best player in the conference, that Brittany Hernandez from Colorado Springs, is, wow, she's a big-time athlete. And the other thing is the guards shoot really well in this league. They do. I always like to junk it up defensively where we can double a post player here or there and cause some turnovers. And we hadn't been able to do that this year as much as I thought we'd be able to, because guards can really shoot it in this league. And so, when you get lost on a scramble and you're double teaming a post or something like that, you're going to get fouled and they're going to make you pay. So the athleticism, the shooting from all over all the teams in this league have really impressed me. And for us to get to that level and get to that playoff hunt next year, we got to get bigger and stronger. Coach Miguez is all over that for us right now, and we are. We'll get more athletic, start recruiting a little bit more better athletes, and our kids need to shoot the ball better as well. Our shooting percentages have gone up throughout the year as we've gotten more shots and stuff like that, and better in our offense. But we need to put time in the gym this spring and summer and really start to stroke it a lot more and get those shooting percentages up. Good question. You've been really quiet for a long time, so I was really wondering about you. Anything else before I jump out of here? Thank you again. Appreciate it. See you Wednesday.
Hardrocker men's basketball went 1-1 over the weekend, lost to Metro State, beat a good Colorado Springs team, and now getting set to beat Black Hill State for the second time this year. Welcome up head coach Jason Henry.
Thanks, Nate. Thanks, Lynch Brothers Pizza. Awesome again today. So, yeah, it was a good weekend for us. Not a great weekend, but anytime you can get a split, anytime you go on the road, especially against two teams, the top two teams on our side of the conference, and teams that have already qualified for the playoffs and those kind of things, and to get one of the wins was great. We started out against Metro, and honestly, I thought we had a chance in that game too, or we did have a chance in that game. We turned it over 19 times, which obviously you can't do against a good Metro State team, but that's what they do. They've been very good as of late. Probably a chance to make a run at the conference tournament here. There's no question about it. So to play them on their home floor, where they've only lost, I think, 3 or 4 games in the last 2 or 3 years, a conference game, we knew it was going to be tough, and I thought we competed. I thought we played well, did a lot of good things, but just turned the ball over too many times. So then moving into the next night, which has been pretty resilient kids, which we always talk about with our guys the last number of years, especially the things we've been through the last couple of years, and just finding a way to go out there and play and be competitive and be in the games and give yourselves a chance to win. The second night on the road this year has been absolutely incredible for us, which I've never seen before. So especially when you come out, whether you get beat bad, the first night, or you lose a close one, whatever the case was, we bounced back that second night. We had 3 or 4 hours in between for drives. We have all this stuff against us and played extremely well. Whether or not we won those games, which we lost a couple of them, but then we've won our fair share too, where I think we've done that 4 times this year. So I'm pretty proud of our guys stepping up and doing what needs to get done that second night. And like I said, they were a very good team. They shoot the ball extremely well. They got probably the second, third best player in the conference on their team, and we handled limited him to 20 points, I guess, in the first half, but slowed down the rest of the guys and made him do some things and basically tired him out. The second half he only gets 10, but it felt like he was tired. We put some pressure on him, especially him guarding and doing some things on the defensive side. But the biggest thing, and the 100% the reason why we won that game, we finally hit some freaking free throws. So it's been frustrating this year. At times, those two teams, Metro and Colorado Springs, is probably, never know what happens, but 2 more wins for us. We lose by 1, we lose by 3, and we shot like 12 for 24 and 11 for 26 or something crazy from the free throw line the first time that we played them at home. We went 26 of 28. They started following us with 3 minutes to go. We're up 10 with 3 minutes to go, and they started following us. And every single one of those kids stepped up and made their free throws. So couldn't end up being close. Anything like the rest of the year is gone with us shooting 52% from the free throw line. But we stepped up and did what we had to do. So pretty proud of our guys on that side of it. You got any highlights for that from the past weekend here before we go to BH? And same thing with us, is we don't have the second night was up yet. So we did have a ton of pressure on us. That's why we did turn it over. They got us going a little bit too fast at times. But we told our guys we're going to have to do that kind of stuff right there, is attack them. We can't just allow them to put pressure on us. We reverse it 3 or 4 times, and we got 12 seconds to run some offense. But that's what they do. That's why they're leading the conference in defense. But we did a lot of good things against them. Connor Koulis, he's going to get double teamed, the rest of his career here, starting on Wednesday night. But he's finding guys, and guys are knocking down shots and doing a great job from the outside. But he's got to get some touches. He had a good game, very good second half especially. I think he had 9 rebounds. I don't know if you guys double-double, but one of the games he had 9 rebounds, so he didn't quite get his double-double that he's got throughout the year, basically averaging. But the rest of the guys stepped up. As Philip hitting the shot at the end there too, and we'll get the seniors up here. Philip had to go meet with the professor real quick, which I guess is important around here. So instead of talking basketball, he's doing some academic stuff. But as far as him, he's stepping up and doing things that we needed him to do all year, and finishing his senior year very well. Was just shooting the ball and having that confidence too. So that was our past weekend. Obviously, we got BH on Wednesday, which we're very excited about. It feels like it was just yesterday that we played, and then I go watch the film, and it feels like it was 2 years ago when we played. So it's kind of mixed feelings on how fast the season really goes. And then, next thing you know, it's here. But then you go back and look, and it was, our 5th game of the year, and we had a totally different starting lineup with guys that have been injured, and Tyler, I believe, started in that game. Now with him being injured, these last number of games here, very limited time. and just other guys, Brian Orr and Marco that hadn't really came on yet, and those guys now in the starting lineup. So it's going to be different that way. Basically, the only difference in them is just one different guy starting, but the other guys playing a ton of minutes. They haven't had any injuries to speak of, major ones. So pretty much the same group that we're going to see. Plus, they're running pretty much the same stuff. We've had to switch stuff as far as what we've ran, as far as what we've done defensively, as far as sets that we're going to put in. It's just kind of because of our personnel. Been one of those years, so to speak. But so they don't know what we're going to run at them. I'll tell you that right now. Where we kind of know what they're going to do. We went on some 1-3-1, ran a lot of zone against them last time. They just missed shots, and they went on a stretch where they lost 6-7 games in a row and just weren't shooting the ball very well. As of late, they're shooting the ball extremely well. So we're going to have our hands full. There's no doubt about it. They're still playing for a playoff game. If they win and probably Pueblo, I guess, loses, they're in. So it's a huge, huge game for them. Where we're obviously playing for pride and our seniors and that kind of thing, and it's a BH game. So I got no questions about it that we're going to be up and ready to go. But I'd be lying to you if I didn't think I'm not scared because of them knocking down so many shots and doing what they did. Basically, the first time against us. The first time that we played them, they shot the dickens out of it in the first 18 minutes. We're down 12, even 15 points at one time, and then next thing you know, we get a couple turnovers, a couple stops, and I think Connor even right at the end jumped a pass and ended up getting 4 points in about a second. Next thing you know, we're only down 2, and we could have honestly been down 15, even 20 points in that first half, so we're pretty fortunate on that side. But we're expecting a good game for our guys. We'll get the seniors up here real quick. As far as our 3 seniors that go with Philip, like I said, he's off doing important stuff, but it's great to have him. He's a 5th-year senior for us. Done an incredible thing. He's going to graduate with his master's degree. Graduated in December with his undergraduate. Now he'll graduate in May with his master's degree. Justin Schock, who's obviously been a huge part of our program as well for 5 years. Will graduate with his undergraduate degree. He's taking, I think, 1 credit this semester to make sure he can play basketball right now. So he's pretty busy right now. I see he's not with the professor. He's actually helping us out. He's the best tutor that we've ever had on our team. So we'll send him, probably send us the bill, I guess. But I think he's leaving probably right after spring break, and he'll tell you a little bit about his future and that kind of thing. And then Eric Seaberry, which once again has been a huge part of our team this year. He's done some great things. Very athletic, quick hand guy, especially on the defensive side, and just creates havoc in there. And he's got a semester left or a whole year. Okay, so once again, they'll talk to you guys about that. But any quick questions for me before they come up here real quick? Awesome. All right, let's get Justin and Eric up here, and you guys are team forward.
Well, I think I can speak for both of us that we are quite excited about Wednesday's game, our matchup with BH, and we were just meeting with Coach Glenn about our game plan for what's going to go on. So that's why we're not quite dressed up to par, but I think you guys understand that. So we're both seniors. Last game, it's going to be exciting, and Coach said BH has a chance to make it in the playoffs, and it'd be great just to knock them out. Got anything to add?
I don't know. I think you really covered it all. I mean, really excited for our last game. So just looking to get a win, hopefully ruin their season too, because I'm pretty sure we kind of messed up UCCS's plans in terms of their seeding, hopefully so. But other than that, go Cats.
Any questions for them?
Yes.
What are you going to do when you graduate from Fox?
I plan on heading back to Fargo and moving from there.
I'll still be in school.
Now that you have your final game, greatest thing about being a part of the program?
I'd say we've done a lot. It's been quite an adventure. We were independent for a few years when I was here, transitioning to D2. It's been a lot of adventure. We got to travel to California, Washington, Oregon. I just think being able to go to all these great places is the best part about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my first year here, because I transferred here my sophomore year, my second year in college, so I came here 3 years ago, my 3rd year here. So we had just started that whole independent schedule thing, so we're traveling all over the place, and I enjoy it because I got to see some places I never been to ever. So, and just Washington, Oregon. So, like you said, I just enjoyed that. I enjoyed, really, it's like a job. It's like a job, but it was a fun job. So, always going to practice after class, before class, in between class. So, it'll definitely be a different type of lifestyle for me since I'll have another semester of school left and not playing basketball. So, pretty interested to see where that goes to.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Coach, they just said the greatest thing was being an independent. Get to travel all day. How about that? That was like the worst thing for Coach. Thanks to those guys for putting in great time with the program. By the way, tickets still available. 3 different tickets for Wednesday night: courtside, reserve, general admission Wednesday night. Women play at 5:30, men at 7:30. Civic Center Ice Arena. Best place to get tickets, gotmine.com or through the Civic Center box office. So thanks again for coming out. Good luck to the indoor track team down at the RMAC Championships this week, and good luck to the Hardrocker basketball teams. Thanks, everybody.